and I forgot to turn my clouds on. How's everybody doing? Let me just happy Mother's Day, everybody, to whoever it is appropriate for, or just happy Sunday. How's everybody doing today? Let me say hi. Hi, Jean Phillips, Seashell, Mamakins, Avon Leanne, Raff, darling. And then clean the inside of the car. Hubby will help afterwards with the outside of the car. There you go. Jean Phillips, Candy. Hey, baby. Hey, Raph. So we had a really busy weekend. Hi, Betty. How are you? We've had a really busy weekend. On Friday, let me just trim my sage here. Where are my scissors? I just keep losing stuff. If I do it this way. Oh, now I got soot all over my hand. Okay. Sacred smoke of the sage. Lift our prayers aloft to the Creator. Help us to be happy, centered, and free of negativity. Okay. So, thank you, Pam. Thank you. Hi, Whitney, Wanda, Paula, Sandra, Helen. Wow, we're just picking up. So I've had a really busy couple of days. On Friday, I started, like, Howie had taken down the china cabinet. I have two china cabinets, and we decided to take one apart, use the bottom in the coach, and then, well, excuse me, did you see that? I reached for some cards and a whole other deck fell all over the floor. Excuse me. And they're all face down except one. Nope, two. Oh, excuse me. I guess the Gaia cards wanted to be heard today. So we'll put them over here. The message, positive news, positive outcome. I hope, I don't know who needs to hear that, but maybe we all need to hear that. The message is positive news, positive outcome. And the other one was the temptress, seduction, deceit, a broken promise. But this came upside down, which means somebody who has broken a promise to you got paid back in karma, I think. So those cards just wanted to hear. How's everybody doing? Rodney! Now, Rodney, what's your name? I know it's not Rodney. Is it Mary Beth? I haven't seen you in a while. I have some friends from England are on the Rocky Mountaineer train. Wow. Wouldn't that be something? So this is Mother's Day, and my sons phone me and wish me happy Mother's Day, but we're actually kind of celebrating Mother's Day next weekend because Arthur and Mel are coming up, and Briar has taken Saturday off work, and the boys are going to help Howie put in my pool liner. And Mel and Arthur are also going to kind of hang out with me at the community yard sale. I know I'm a broken record, but dang, your hair grows so fast. It looks very pretty. Well, thank you. It's I wear a hairband when I can't make it do anything. I just and it makes me happy. So I needed that one. Bev, the positive one. My wife got admitted last night to the hospital. Oh, Candy, I'm so sorry, honey. Angie Mac, hello. Uh, now let me just turn on the do not disturb here. There we go. There. Go away. Go away. What are you doing? What is this? Go away. The hell? What is that? Can you? There's something on my screen here. I've never seen it do that before. Whatever. It can stay down at the bottom of my screen. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Pam. Angie Mac. Yeah, I know. My hair does grow really, really fast. So yesterday I started getting ready when Howie had taken down the china cabinet. Now I'd taken most of my dishes out of the china cabinet. No, it's me. There's a chat box or something has popped up. Hang on a second. There, I got rid of it. I still don't know how to use my own phone. So Howie had taken the glass part out. The stove is off our porch. We got rid of all our big garbage. And I hope somebody took the top of the china cabinet because it had glass shelves and all you had to do was set it on a dresser and it would be a china cabinet. You know what I mean? But the bottom is now in the coach. But the problem was I had little piles of knickknacks and cups and saucers and stuff all over every flat surface because he just emptied what was left. So I thought this is a perfect time to start. Oh, excuse me. Howie, could you do me a favor, dear? At some point, could you take all my bird plates down off the top of the china cabinet? Please, please, please be very careful. You know what I mean, honey. I mean they're not protected. They're all sitting on top of each other and I don't want them scratched. That's all. Thank you, dear. Hey, Kimberly, Donna, Joanna. Wow, lots of people coming in. I lost a lot of hair when I had COVID. It's just now growing back, filling back in. Now is it Mary Beth? Rodney Graham, is it Mary Beth? Hi, Seashell. Corey C. Thank you. So anyway, I thought what a perfect time to start packing up for the yard sale because and once I started, it was like, what else can go? What else can go? It's like everything I made a decision not to keep gave me a bigger feeling of freedom, right? Like I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I could very easily become a hoarder. All right. I purge every couple of years. I do a big purge every few years because I could be a hoarder. And what I was thinking was, what's going to happen? You know, I'm getting rid of all my bird plates. I've got Bradford Exchange Christmas plates I've never even taken out of the box. You know what I mean? You got a lot of seeds planted in the ground today. Oh, awesome. Well, my planting isn't for another 2 weeks. So, Mary Beth. All right. You know, I can call you Rodney. You don't mind. Okay. But I'm really happy I just remembered because you don't come on that often, sweetie. Or we don't see you that often. So I started to purge. And I started taking out cookie jars and wrapping them up and going, because you know what happened? The things of the knickknacks and stuff that I did want to keep, there was no room in my other china cabinet for them. So I had to start taking stuff out. Where was I going to put it? Well, if I don't got a place to put it, then it goes in the yard sale. I got 2 boxes of DVDs. I mean, we got plenty of DVDs left, but I got 2 boxes of DVDs. I got plants like 24 Manitoba tomato plants, 11 subarctic plenties, and I think about 18 cabbage plants. So once I started purging, it was like freedom. Now, one thing I did not purge, I'm gonna go get it because I want to show this to you. And you're gonna crap a ring around yourself when I tell you this little story. Any Pyrex fans out there? Any Pyrex fans out there? Hey, yellow bird up high in banana tree. Hey, Malka. I grew up with, this. I missed that spot when I was cleaning them. I grew up with these. Not these specific ones, but we had one of these. And this is what my mother would make a macaroni and cheese casserole in. Now, I got these at a yard sale somewhere. Okay. Okay, Sherry Leach, do you have any idea how much that's worth? If you've got the set, I've only got these 2 pieces. And I was going to put them, let me move you over here, baby. I was going to put them in the yard sale. And I thought, well, I'll better check on the internet to see if I get a good price. Holy lifting, Sherry. Your set, if it's in mint condition, is worth $700 to $900. This is worth over $200 just for these 2 bowls. I'm not kidding you. I'm here every time I listen at work. Oh, yeah. That set, if you got all 4 of them, is worth over $700. So I went, you know what it's been doing? It's been sitting up on the very top of my cupboards collecting, the greasy dust. Well, I friggin' took them down and I cleaned them up and I gave them a kiss and I put them in the cupboard because I'm going to use them. Why? Because they're nostalgic. And, they could be worth, over $200. But guess what? They're priceless to me because my sister had this set in aqua, like a blue aqua. And she had that as a wedding gift. And that was in 1972. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see if one of my kids wants the Instant Pot. Right. Well, because their color tells you how old they are. And these pink gooseberry ones were from the 1960s. What is it? I can't read that. But these are from the 1960s and early 70s. I think the light aqua blue ones were the 70s. Well, Mary Beth, you should put them on eBay. But I have decided I'm just going to, and the brown one, the brown Pyrex that I always make my little casseroles in, and it's got that thing's worth $30 without the lid. So, hi, how's it going, Paula? Yeah, but the thing is I love these old Pyrex. So why wouldn't I keep them and use them? So yeah, the colors are different. The colors and the pattern, like this is pink gooseberry. And I think the blue gooseberry is 1973 or so. But I think the pink gooseberry is from 1964. They did a different issue every year. I had a videotape of a Little Mermaid with a band picture on the front. Supposed to be worth a chunk too. Wow. My mom used to get them at the green stamp store. I have no idea what green stamps are. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's you would collect the stamps whenever you go grocery shopping, and when you save up enough, you get stuff with it. Well, there you go. Trying to talk myself into getting chickens. Do it. I would. Okay, so I got to finish telling you about my weekend. Oh, but first, I am going to. There you are. I'm going to medicate because I've been running the roads and I'm in a lot of pain today. So hang on. I stopped at a dispensary because I didn't have time to roll one this morning, and I bought little pre-rolls. So, oh, okay. Well, thank you for verifying that. We used to, some of the cigarettes they used to sell here when I was a kid were called Mark 10. And the flap, you rip the flap off and it's a coupon. And I can remember my cousin Donna, if you bought the can of Mark 10 tobacco, they give you 10 coupons. And I believe it was 10. And I remember mom rolling with Mark 10 tobacco and saving all the coupons for my cousin Donna. My cousin Donna had a garbage bag full of them. I have no idea what she bought with all those Mark 10s coupons. I have some old frame photos of a child sitting in a mini chair. I think they're worth something. My mom is legitimately a hoarder. Hi, Potato Head. You know what, honey? The problem with hoarding is when people, it's another break in our social structure, because people with constant advertising have been taught to love things, to put emotional attachment on things. And sometimes when people may have some insecurities or, mental health issues like myself, right? It can get out of hand where putting emotional value on things becomes putting emotional value on everything. And then it just gets too overwhelming. You know what I mean? Blue chip stamps. I gave my Instapot to my sister-in-law. I never used it. Too complicated to operate. I'm too old school, I guess. Me too. I mean, I gave it a fair shake, right? But I don't have the counter space for it, for starters, right? And everything I cook. What I am going to do, if none of my family wants it, then I'll put it in the community yard sale. And what I'll buy is I will buy a stovetop pressure cooker, not a pressure canner, a stovetop pressure cooker, because I do like the result of the stew in the pressure cooker. I think my mom's issue started when she was about 17, when her parents separated. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right? I mean, you think about this. I mean, I was a happy, ordinary kid to a degree. Like, we're all happy when we're kids. We don't know. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're in dire straits, or that your family's poor, or that there are mental issues in your family, or you know what I mean. Kids don't see that stuff. They just do. And then my grandfather died when I was 7, and my Aunt Diane, 2 doors down, 3 doors down, died when I was 8, and then my mom died 8 months later, and my dad had a heart attack 11 months later. You know what I mean? It goes on and on. Well, it's actually closer to 2 years. So, I mean, these things can cripple you if you're already teetering, but you're managing. But these things can start crippling you, because sometimes it only takes one thing, that not knowing how to cope, to completely pull out the wrong Jenga brick. You know what I mean? Hey, Team Mama Dukes, happy Mother's Day. Where it's applicable. You would be surprised how little of the stuff you need to live. I know. Well, this is my thing, okay? Once I started realizing that there's stuff in that, I don't use this stuff. I don't bake cookies. Well, I do, but I don't bake a cookie jar full, or we'd be the size of houses and be wearing insulin pumps. You know what I mean? So that's when I realized, Bev, you're 58 years old. Mobility is getting more and more an issue. And my Aunt Audrey was not a hoarder, not at all, by any stretch of the. She always had very tasteful decor, but that was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff in that house. You know what I mean? And I started thinking, I don't want to have to, I don't want to have to, like, I started taking shit out of the china cabinet, and there's a layer of dust inside the china cabinet. And I thought of my dad saying, don't move off. You'll disturb the dust. I said, what do you mean disturb the dust? And I put it back. And he said, come here. And he got up from his chair and he said, look, see where you put it? Yeah. He said, it's not where it was, because you can see a ring from where it was, a clean spot. Now I got a dust. That was my dad. So I would dust the mantelpiece and, kind of fun penance. But yeah, and our kids don't want our stuff. They really don't. You know what I mean? I love minimalism more and more now that I'm in my, yes, this is what I'm talking about, right? I went through my books. Now, I was a huge Joanna Lindsay fan, right? But I've outgrown Joanna Lindsay, right? I'm more now into Julie Garwood and Laverne Spencer, and I think of both retired. So I started going, no, I don't read that. No, I don't. Drew the line at my Stephen King books, though. But I mean, I only kept the ones that I know I will reread every couple of years, right? So I went through all our DVDs. We had doubles of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, and now we're switching everything over to Blu-ray so that we can have a whole collection of Blu-rays we don't watch, right? The only good thing is when is when we're like in the coach, or we're camping or something that we have to use the generator, or at the track. But even then, we can digitalize it with, just play something from Netflix off my phone onto the TV. So what the hell have I got all these DVDs for? I know, Vicky, I know. Aren't they amazing? You're going to see me making, I don't know what you're going to see me making that, but I'm going to, you're going to see me baking stuff. I mean, I remember my sister using one of them to bake a cake. And she made a chicken out of it, I think. Yeah, I grew out of Joanna Lindsay. I get rid of all my skinny old clothes and boom. Well, you know what? Yes, I did get a bit of a sunburn yesterday at the track. Hey, Sage Spa. Oh no, there was no sale yet. That's on Saturday. That's on Saturday coming. So I've been packing like a crazy woman. And there's certain things I do want to keep. There are Royal Dalton mugs that I gave to Mom and Jim as a Christmas gift. Like I paid $125 for 2 mugs, something like that. I want to keep those, right? But that's why the beginning of my minimalism started when I took all my Friendly Village dishes out of the cupboard, or out of the china cabinet, and put them in the friggin' cupboard so I could use them. And they're getting chipped and cracked. But you know what? I don't care. Howie said, and then when I did that, Howie said, I never understood why you'd have a bunch of dishes in a glass case that you never use. Because we haven't been having big Christmas dinners. We haven't been having Thanksgiving dinners. Thank you very much, COVID. Right? So, and the kids are all going to be here next weekend, and my dining room table's covered in plants. So much for a sit-down dinner with the kids. Right? So, hey, Tina, how are you? How's it going, Malka? So, um, there's a cookie jar that my cousin Mary Jane gave me. And it's a cookie jar very much associated with my childhood. I have very little left of what anything of my mother's. But every time I went to visit my cousin, they had this pink circus elephant cookie jar. And I remember the head on it broke. I don't remember it breaking, but I remember it broke. And I looked everywhere because I remember she had I didn't know she had kept the head and kind of glued it and taped it back together, right? But she sent me that, and that, as long as I saw the pink elephant cookie jar in her mom's kitchen, it didn't matter where they lived. They were home, and I was in their home. Does that make sense? I have two collections of books. I have no knickknacks or extra furniture sitting around. When we moved from the city, we didn't have much to move. Well, thank you, Malka. So anyway, so I started going, okay, what cookie jars? And then there were the two that came, somebody sent me and they were broken and I glued back together. They had to go. They had to go in garbage, right? Because why am I holding on to them? Right. And then I noticed I had doubles of, not doubles, but I got two reindeer cookie jars, three snowman cookie jars, a snowman teapot. I'm going, okay, I can't do this anymore. Right. If I haven't used it in the last 2 years, it's going and done. So and what I did was, and there's another thing. I bought a platter and some salt and pepper shakers at Cracker Barrel when we went to Florida. They're going. They're going. Because I really didn't enjoy the trip. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm going to say about it, right? But so they're going, and I put my mother's big old Johnson Brother. The gilt edge has been worn off, and it's looking really old. But that was my mother's turkey platter. So into the cupboard that goes, into the china cabinet that goes. You see where I'm going with this? It's not just stuff that I like. I'm keeping what means something to me only, right? Hey, Timothy, thank you. So I've packed up a box of books, 2 boxes of DVDs, so far 2 boxes of knickknacks, cookie jars, all the Bradford Exchange bird plates, and the 3 Bradford Exchange Christmas plates. They got the boxes and certificates and everything. They're all going $5, $5, $5. You know what I mean? I don't have, I just don't have it in me anymore to have a lot of clutter or stuff that has to be cleaned. The less surfaces I got to clean, the easier it is for me. I'm fast approaching becoming a senior citizen, right? Norman Rockwell plates. Ooh, yeah. So, I'm just, I'm boxing up all my wigs and makeup. That's going for cousin Angie because she's starting a YouTube channel. So when that airs for the first time, folks, you'll be the first to know. Okay. I just took my granddaughter. Hey, Natalie, how are you, darling? The play was fantastic. The play was fantastic Friday and Saturday night. The oldest did a great job, as did the rest of the cast. Awesome. Bravo. So that was Friday. I just went all day. I said to Howie, doesn't look like I've done anything. Because it did. It doesn't. You got boxes of stuff all over, open cabinets, half empty. And I said, but I accomplished a lot. Right? Because what we're going to do is we're going to take he's going to drive the motor coach down to the lot for me. Like in the parking lot of the arena, because I've reserved 2 tables, right? One of them I'm gonna have to get from them, and one I already have. But the money that goes towards the arena, which is, I think it's $30 or $40 for the slot. And I'm just gonna, how he's gonna pull up the coach. Everything's getting packed into the coach. How he's gonna pull up the coach, put out the awning, put out the table, the chairs. We're in business. Hell, I even have things printed out. These are the tomato plants. Manitobas, and this is what they do, and this is subarctic plenty, and this is what they do, and this is the cabbages, and this is what you can expect. $1 a plant, 5 or 6 for $5. My $5 is my thing. I feel. So I worked on all that on Friday. Then yesterday was test and tune, and you're getting the video tomorrow on Life with the Wolfies. But now I got to tell you, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Autumn, kids, when they find out that getting outside of themselves can be fun, it becomes a healthy blossoming experience, right? It does. It just does. But now here's a side note on tomorrow's test and tune video. It's pretty much a commercial for his boss. Okay? It's pretty much a commercial for his boss, because his boss paid for the paint job on that car. And so I'm plugging it. But I'm not going to be plugging it every race video. You're going to see a little snippet, brought to you in part by, and a little picture of the logo and everything. But this is the one that paid for the car, the paint job for the car, right? So I had to look up what chaff was. Chaff is the stuff that it's the husks on wheat or on grain. And so when you see the women with the baskets, they throw the wheat up in the air and the wind catches the chaff and the heavier wheat falls down back in. It's called the separating the wheat from the chaff. So yeah, it is, Whitney, incredibly freeing. So I'm going to do potatoes and green beans. I've never grown stuff before. I need to learn how to grow stuff. Well, don't make the mistake I did, Angie Mac. I thought all beans climbed. And I couldn't figure out why, when I planted a mixture of them, why some of them didn't climb, and I thought I was doing something wrong. Now I plant them together deliberately, right? I put because it worked really well last year, because I had climbing beans I didn't know I can't remember. But anyway, I put canes in and just crossed them like a teepee, and then the bush beans grow, and then the climbers grow, and it's wonderful. You will be hooked. So make sure you look up the beans that you're growing and see whether they are a climbing pole bean or a bush bean. And don't necessarily think bigger beans are better, because when they get to a point, if you can start seeing the chubbiness of the seeds growing inside, they're almost too tough to eat. So, pick them when they're about as long as your middle finger, right? But thinner than your baby finger. Well, I do now. I like it. And you know what it does? Is the climbing ones take longer, and some yellow beans mature faster than green beans and all that stuff. It means you've got a constant supply, right? But they all kind of support each other. It's really awesome. I have some homemade pea soup in my crock pot. Good day for it. My daughter and granddaughter are coming over soon. Well, we had goulash, I think, on Friday, and we didn't eat much of it, so I put it in the fridge, and I said, we got supper. So I buttered the crock, and I put the goulash in, and then I poked frozen broccolis down inside, and I put marble cheese all over the top with some onion powder and garlic powder, and then I gave my baby basils a haircut. put that all on top, and then put the lid on the crock and put the blanket on it, and it's going to be so good. So yesterday was test and tune at the track. I got a little bit of sunburn here. Oh my God. We have to make weights, concrete weights for our sunshade. There was a little car beside us, and there was, a little guy about 4 years old running around with his like 11-year-old sister or whatever. And what we did was we tied the sunshade. We didn't take the coach. We just took the truck, right? And we tied the sunshade to the mirrors. And then I found a brick in the back of the truck, and how he tied the 2 other ropes to this patio brick. Wasn't enough. That thing, a gust of wind came, and it flew and flipped right over the truck, rock and all. And I'm looking like, where's the kid? Where's the kid? Like, where's the kid? Flew right off over my head. But thank God nobody or nothing was damaged and nobody was hurt. Just like, it was like that thick and about that square. It was like a patio paver, right? I made Spanish rice, fideo, and brownies. I have to pick a recipe for tomorrow. I have to do some baking tomorrow. I planted Kentucky Wonders and Blue Lake beans. And 4 years this year, I planted 90% bush green beans. Don't get impatient with them. They'll get there. I had many times picked too early. Well, I'm growing. I'm going to grow well, there's the zucchini, dill, spinach, more zucchini. I'm putting 2 beds in, my climbing, pickling cucumbers, bright light Swiss chard. Okay, here's the beans. I have royalty purple bush beans, green bush beans, stringless green bush beans, and I have some dollar store green beans. And here are my, okay, these are these are the flat yellow pole beans that I Scheisenheimer. All right, give me a second. They're the Polish yellow pole beans, the long, broad, flat ones. And then I have, oh my God, I'm dropping beans all over the place. Sorry, guys, I just don't want to lose any because, seeds are, especially ones that you've saved yourselves, they're valuable, right? So so these are most of these are the yellow Polish beans. I didn't save any of the green ones because I knew I'd have some, or maybe I did. I don't know. Oh, here we go. These are the yellow. Where the hell is that? Oh my goodness, it's a hole. Hang on. Bugger. These are the yellow pole beans. Those really broad flat ones, and these are my harvested mixed beans. So these are ones I've harvested myself, just in case, right? So, and then I've got, so I'm putting in a good 5-6 beds of beans this year because we like our beans. So, but I'm going to have yellow, purple, green, and then the broad, flat yellow ones. Love me some beans. But I want to freeze some blanch and freeze some this year so that I can have like next to fresh, right? Last year, God wanted me to have seeds, and boy, do I. Well, you know what? Then you've been blessed because, shit, I didn't buy a rosemary plant. How? Remember cutting up those herbs and there were 4 to a thing. And I said, I only need the rosemary. And then we went out into the garden center part. I forgot to get the rosemary. Look for rosemary. I'll have to see her at IGA. So, well, the purple ones are beautiful, but the thing is when you blanch them, they turn green. They're perfect because when you blanch them, the moment they turn green, they're perfectly blanched. Hi, Willows. How are you, darling? So, I'm going to be planting a lot of beans. Like I'm sitting there looking at all those beds going, what am I going to put in them? Because like I got 8 beds that didn't actually really get used last year, right? Oh, my baby asparagus is coming up. Broccoli and celery. My son Arthur hates your rosemary overwintered. Wonderful. I won't grow potatoes because I've had too many fights with potato bugs that it's not worth it. You know, you plant 5 pounds of potatoes and only get 20. It's, you know, you plant 5 pounds of potatoes, you should get 100 pounds, right? Not 20 pounds, right? Yeah, I've got peppers. I've got mini, and one of them was, I had actually pulled one because it had this white, it almost looked like salt stuck to it all to the back. So I picked off a leaf and then I noticed it was starting to creep up another. So I just pulled the whole little plant and hoped that didn't infect the rest of them. So I have sage. I have sage, parsley, basil, thyme, chamomile. I need rosemary and I'm going to plant dill as well. But my friend said cucumber almost grows itself here. I'm just going to plant mine where I planted them last year and let them climb the trellis because I want to, I don't actually, we don't eat a lot of pickles. I got a lot of pickles still in the pantry. They'll last forever. Pickles, that much vinegar, they'll last forever. But I need to make relish this year. Basil is your nemesis. Why? I've never gotten that many potatoes, but I love growing them. It's like presents from the dirt. Oh, basil I seem to have no problem with. Cannot get them to grow, very picky they are. Huh. This is a training year for me. Well, you know what? Read the instructions. Figure out. Now listen. Some potatoes are determinate, which means when you grow them, and the shoots come out of the ground and they get green and leafy, you can bury them suckers all you want. You ain't going to get any more potatoes. Don't quote me. Google that. But if you get indeterminate potatoes, then every time they get less than 6 inches above the soil, you bury the buggers. Just cover them right up. You let them get more than 6 inches and they won't produce. But if those potatoes are indeterminate, every time you get them coming out of the ground, give them a day out of the ground and then bury them again. Just keep burying them. I love okra. I had a good success last year. Somebody gave me okra seeds and I can't find them. Had good success last year, but it's so cheap. I don't have much ground. Gotta plant what we will use. Yeah. Well, it's like, for me, it's like carrots. Why would I plant carrots when I can get 50-pound bags for $8? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 50-pound bags for $8. You should have seen some of the prices in Costco. I near shit a ring around myself. Do you remember my 3 packs of Dawn? They used to be $7.99. They're $15.99. Double. Double trouble. Hey, Tigger Bouncing. How's it going? So I've just decided that I'm just planting everything I can. Everything I can. You know? And I'll run away to the racetrack some weekends to get away. Right? Because that's all I'm going to be doing is gardening. Gardening. Oh, and I bought yesterday, because we were going shopping today. We went to Costco today. So you're going to get a Costco video tomorrow on our half-acre homestead. Hey, Mama Cat. And I hope I've wished all the ladies that where it is applicable to, even if all you have is a fur baby, happy Mother's Day. Because you know what? Our fur babies are our babies too. They're perpetual babies, actually. Thank you, Tigger. It's been a long day working on Mother's Day. Yeah, I bet. Laura, we're in Texas. Okra. I don't know if I can even grow okra here, but I've already got 4 beds planted of root vegetables. And then, I better order my soil, from Jimmy. You know, put the boys to work filling my beds, dear. Oh, those poor buggers do not know what's coming to them. Mel and Arthur are coming up first time in a couple of years since COVID started, I think. And yeah, the last time we all got together was for Mikey's wedding, and that was January 2020. January 2020. So, we can put the pool liner in and not put water in it right away, right? Just a little bit to hold it down? Okay, good. Yeah, but then I never know when it comes out, and they take weeks and weeks and stuff, but I'll ask. So, oh God, milk here? How much was the milk at Costco, dear?
$5.15.
$5.15 a gallon. Do you know what it is at IGA in Chelsea? $7.99 a gallon. And that's the cheap stuff. If you want the Natrel, it's over $10.
Gone up like 65, 70 cents since last year.
Yeah. Well, in Ottawa, but here in Quebec, they've gone bloody batshit crazy with prices. It's the biggest thing we can do is secure our own food. I will not be standing in a WEF bread line. Nope. Oh yeah, and so we went shopping at Costco today. I didn't even buy meat. The only meat I bought was I bought Howie some natural selection chicken packages of chicken. It was like $16.99, but I can get that. That's good, healthy lunch meat, and it's chicken breast, and I can get a week out of each package. So, you know, I'll give them PB&J at once in a while just to change it up for them. But so I didn't even buy meat. You are going to, I'm telling, you don't want to know how much money I spent. But I bought my marigolds because mine didn't start, and they were $30 for 2 flats. I mean, I'm used to buying 6 marigolds for, $2.99. That's 50 cents a plant, right? These were 24 for $14.99. So they were, and I mean, it's no wonder I forgot the friggin' rosemary. Okra pickles are to die for. Really? Diesel fuel is near $10 a gallon. Oh my God. Well, yeah, I went to pick Briar up to take him shopping last week. And I took a picture of the gas price at our local pump. Our local pump was $2.05 a liter. And for $2.05 a liter is about $8 a gallon. If you convert that into American, it's like $5.95 a gallon in American. My garden is costing double or more this year. Yeah, I know. That's what everyone's saying. I wish you were nearby. I'd give you a couple of tomato plants and a couple of cabbage plants. Because you can grow a couple of cabbages in a nice, just in a bin, right? Let's go, Brandon. Who's Brandon? Chilled pickle okra and pickled beets are my weakness. Well, I got 2 beds of beets this year because remember me canning those beets that I bought a bag of because what did I do? I made borscht we ate beets one night. I only got 5 beets last year. So anyway, I went to the IGA yesterday and I got 3 more bags of shrimp compost and 3 more bags of composted sheep manure. and I'm going to mix that up in a garbage can. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shovel and I'm going to start sprinkling it over the beds, right? So that when Howie, hopefully, and the boys start filling up the beds, the manure is already in there in the bottom of the soil, or in the soil. So $4.30 a gallon. Well, yeah, here our gas would be like $5.95 American. It's close, but I mean, we paid $1.90. What did we pay? $1.92.9, dear? So $1.93 a liter today. We put $60 in my truck. It didn't even half fill it. Not even half full. Yes and no, Gene. There's a farm down the road that, sells eggs and meat and then garden produce in season. But they don't grow really anything that I don't grow except for potatoes. And if they do have potatoes, I'll just say, call me when you got new potatoes, because I'll take a bushel of potatoes and just can them, right? And so, all righty, let's pull The Universe Has Your Back. But yeah, the farmers markets in Ottawa, and I don't trust prices anymore. Like I'm telling you, some things didn't go up. Like the Kirkland Just Peanuts peanut butter was still $11.99 for 2. What else didn't go up? But I'm telling you something. Last time I bought that big roast, remember, and I cut it up into steaks, and it's on one of my things. I paid $37 for this big roast at Costco. Same roast yesterday, or same roast today, was $65. And another one was like $74. So they've doubled in price. The Canadians did it first. Did what first? I got to be an overpass patriot last weekend in the People's Pass. But it's still going on, is it? That's awesome. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are all loving energy of the universe, which means the energy that we put out is what we can expect back. So if we're constantly putting out positive energy, it pushes back at the fear. It pushes back at the darkness, right? I can't pints of chicken and, oh my God. I looked at the chicken at, now they had the halal chickens were 3 for $32. And all the Kirklands were 2 for $30 organic. But let me tell you something. I'm tired of cooking a whole chicken and making it last 5 meals, right? So, and I like getting chicken drumsticks with the thighs and back attached. I don't like thighs or drumsticks because you're getting less. You know what I mean? So I almost had a package of chicken thighs in my cart, and I went, no, forget, I'm not buying this. I'm not going here, right? I'll make do with what I got until we can pay for that quarter of a beef and a half pig. Kimberly McCannon. This is for Kimberly. Nope. You are not talking. All right. These big cards are really hard on my hands. Nope. Yeah. Kimberly McCannon, your card is blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. In other words, we can't blame other people for things that are under our own control. I don't like the word control. It's kind of an oxymoron to me, because if you think about it, really, we don't have control. We only have the illusion of it. But accepting responsibility for your own well-being is the first step and self-love as well, the good kind of self-love. I asked if that was fair, and someone told me that some stores were taking prices off the shelves. They shouldn't be taking prices off the shelves. My friend said they wanted $40, 10 pound of chicken. She said it was outrageous. Yeah. God laughs at us when we say we have control. That's true, Avonlea Ann. That's true. The thing is we don't have control. But what we do have is we can prepare for eventualities. And in that way, we feel that we have some form of control. But the truth is, all my canning shelves could break in an earthquake tomorrow. Right? So, yes, it's a feeling of security and all that stuff, but it could be gone in an instant. But if you don't prepare, if you do prepare and nothing happens, thank God. But if you don't prepare, you'll never be prepared, right? So that's why I planted extra root vegetables this year. Because I found that a pint of green beans and a pint of home canned beets, not pickled beets, home canned beets, heated together once in a while, it's like putting mushrooms in your green beans. I wouldn't can them together, but they're delicious. I love me some beets. I could just sit there and heat them up and strain them, put butter on them, salt and pepper, and just eat a bowl of beets. I could. I would love to go to Costco and get some frozen corn and veggies to can. The only vegetables I bought was a bag of zucchinis because I'm craving zucchini. I'm putting 2 beds of it in this year, maybe 3. But I got some zucchini and a bag of frozen broccoli. So I'm not going to worry about it. If I can get, a bag of corn for $35, then I'll get it. But if it's cheap, if it's more than that, forget it. If it's more than $40, I won't buy it. So they take the prices off the shelves, and they will have to put back a whole lot of stuff because it's too high. I'm not paying for it. Well, the thing is I noticed that on in the meat section at Giant Tiger, they're not putting the prices on the meat. You have to hunt on the shelf for it, right? And that's, if the price isn't clearly marked, you can get them in a lot of trouble for that. They have to clearly show the price. Just like I'm not willing to pay $250,000 for a house worth $100,000. Exactly. You're planting next weekend? Well, I'm doing the yard sale. So yeah, today we went to Costco, and Joe Mama said, stock up on what you can, but be prepared for sticker shock. And I was like, holy crap, right? How many bags of soil filled your beds for the first time? Oh, honey, I don't buy bags of soil. I get my neighbor to bring me his oldest manure pile every year. He gets me beautiful. Because him and his brother and the whole family, they all raise beef, right? So every time they clean out a barn, they put it in a field. Well, you just go to the oldest one, and he always gets me a truckload of his oldest, and it's like loam. It's beautiful soil. But I'm boosting it this year with because everyone's like, you got to amend the soil. Well, I do. Every year I top those beds up. But this year I've got 6 bags of shrimp compost and 6 bags. It's not a lot, but each bed's going to get, probably a shovel full of, nutrient rich compost. So I'm making pot roast with potatoes, bell pepper, mushrooms, diced tomatoes, and baby carrots. Oh, real food. Real food. We're going to Florida. Right during my planting week. I'm going to wait until we get back June 1st to even purchase plants. I may regret it, but what do? You do what you got, honey. What do you think will happen if you don't mound my taters? If you don't mind, it depends on what kind of potato. Were you not listening to me, darling? If you don't mound them, oh, I see what you mean. I see. Sorry, forgive me. If you just plant them in the flat soil, it should be fine. But if they're indeterminate, you're going to want more soil to pile on top, or mulch or something, right? No, it was me, sweetheart. We've planted potatoes in flat ground, but if it's really, as long as it's really well tilled and soft, it should be fine. It should be fine. Like, but you want to till it a good 18 inches deep, right? Like a foot deep at least. That has never really worked, so I guess it was the taters. Okay. Planted a lot of squash, pumpkins, delicata, and zucchini. Hey, Jay. Well, I'm not going to plant any pumpkins or winter squash because I only have an acre, right? And, well, not quite an acre. But I only have an acre, and all my beds are raised. And I have made the mistake of planting butternut squash next to summer spaghetti squash. And they kind of crossbred. And it's like, nah, I'm never doing that again. And right now, I'm a big fan of zucchini, and I probably got 10 jars of pumpkin in the pantry, so I'm not going to worry about winter squash this year. So I'm going, hi, T Mama Dukes. Isn't there a Ruth something method? Oh, I have no idea. I was okay, but I went home at 2:30 because it was slow after 1:45. We were completing with our, hey, how did your pop-up go? Is that what we're talking about? I love zucchini. I still got one baggie in the freezer that I'm going to use soon. But but I got some fresh zucchini, right? So I'm growing 2 beds of zucchini this year. I'm growing probably 24 tomato plants instead of my traditional 8. So it's going to be, the whole back row is going to be tomatoes. I think I'm just going to try and stake them. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Ruth Stout method. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But I mean, when I was weeding those beds and I had to keep sitting down, and I looked at Howard and said, maybe I've bitten off more than I can chew. And he goes, you never bite off more than you can chew. You always get it done. So anyway, guys, I think we are all fortunate in that everyone strives to plant gardens everywhere. Well, I'm seeing more and more raised beds, more and more. Like you drive through Ottawa and you see people piss on the housing thing. People are putting raised beds on their front lawns. Hell, I saw a lot between 2 houses turned into a community garden. I mean, this is going to be like the Great Depression. You know what I mean? I don't know what to expect. I really don't. Hey, Jennifer, how are you, darling? How's it going? I still have spaghetti squash from last season to cook. I have gallons and gallons in my freezer. So what do you do? How do you do that, Laura? Like, do you kind of cook it and then take the strands out and freeze them that way? Or do you just cut them in slices and freeze them? Please tell me, because you know what? I could grow spaghetti squash out back. So please enlighten me. How do you freeze spaghetti squash? Because I didn't like it when I dehydrated it. Some of my neighbors in the city have raised veggie beds in their front yards, taking it seriously. Good. Hey, Jennifer W., how are you? This is the Great Depression 2.0. Well, it is not bad yet. It is not bad yet. Let's drop that. Let's be grateful for what we are and have right now, right? Okay, tell me about spaghetti squash. Okay, I know, me too, but I want to know how you freeze it. How do you freeze it? because I don't want to make a mistake, grow a bunch of spaghetti squash and get like 6 of them and not know how, like, and then maybe steam them and then take the strands out and freeze them and find out that when I go to heat them again, they're going to be mush or whatever, right? So I don't know. I guess I'll have to look it up on the internet. Well, listen, guys, it's been over an hour and it is time for me to go dish up dinner. Cool first, then freeze. Pull it out, warm it up. Okay. All right. So you know what? I just realized, like, I'm planting zucchini. I might as well plant some spaghetti squash because they're both the summer squash, right? Yes, I can, Malka. Yes, I can. Well, listen, folks, it is time for me to put away my cards and go get some more wrapping of stuff done in a thing. But thank you, Seashell. You too, you and your fur baby. So I'm going to say a prayer. We're going to, for those of who want to stay, you don't want to stay, there's no judgment. But for those who want to, we're going to close with a prayer. And, if nothing else, a prayer of gratitude for being together today. And one more day of having a roof over our heads, blankets on our beds, and food in the pantry. Right? C'est correct? So I'm going to start putting these away while people take their time. Not take their time, but while people say their goodbyes. And where's the last box? There you are. Alrighty now. For all those who care to, please help me close with a blessing, a spiritual blessing. You tap into your faith. Okay? You call God whatever you want to call God, or your faith whatever you want to call your faith. I'll do the same. Okay? But the prayer itself is for all of us and everyone, right? The world needs more prayer right now. It really does. Okay? So for all those who care to, let's take a nice deep breath. Let it fill your lungs and hold. Slow, controlled release. And one more. Hey, God, creator and source of all. Thank you, God, for my friends and YouTube family. Thank you, God, for my husband and my children and my home and my Costco shopping. Thank you for everything I have, because I know it could be all gone tomorrow. But for today, we are well, happy, and safe. But God, there's a lot of people out there that may not feel so safe or well or happy. They may have addiction issues, or they may be, have mental health issues or emotional health issues. They may be feeling rejected or alone. There's people that are sick. There's people that are having trouble keeping on to the roof over their heads. So God, we ask that because you have blessed us so richly, we ask that you look after these people, God. We lift them up to you, and we gladly draw your attention to those folks in need, God. May the light of your love flow down upon them and fill their hearts with hope or peace or love or rest, because we already have ours, God. And we're blessed, so we want to share those blessings. So thank you, God, for bringing us together. May we always carry your light inside of us, and may it always shine from us to push back at the darkness and the fear of the world, and to shine like a lighthouse for those lost in the fog. Thank you, God. Thank you. And namaste. Merry meet. Blessed be. Shalom. Peace be with you. Miigwech. Peace be with you. Walk with the light of God. Whatever your salutation is, thank you for joining me, and thank you for another Sunday where we can come together and fill each other with love, laughter, and hope. All right? See you on Thursday. Take care. God bless. Mwah! God bless. You're getting a half-acre homestead video tomorrow and a Life with the Wolfies video, and I'm hoping to go through the recipe box tonight to find something for another day. Take care. God bless. Love you guys. Don't ever forget that. Okay? Don't ever forget that.